Good evening. I am Dr. Santosh. My basic profession is an instrumentation engineer in the Faculty of Engineering in Manipal. So along with the regular teaching job, I also have a responsibility of Deputy Director Research at the university. So the Pure is also one of the platforms which we at the Directorate of Research take care of. So basically, my speak would be in terms of how Pure has helped us in the journey of eminence. So first let me tell you what is Eminence, or what is this Institute of Eminence, which was a program which was started by the University Grants Commission of Government of India. So if we go back to the history, so India was always known as an educational center. So we had our first education center by Nalanda, and then Geetanjali and things like that, which were at 400 or much older than that. So as far as the number of universities are concerned in India, we have almost 800 plus universities which are as declared university by the University Grants Commission, Government of India. But if at all we are trying to look at where they are, so we have only 42 institutes or HIEs, that's higher educational institutes, out of these 800 universities, which are ranked by either QS or Times Education. So Times Education in 2017, we had almost 42 universities, and in QS we had only 20 universities. So if you go back and see where they were positioned, so in Times Education, the least position was at 250, and the QS it was 172. So this is where the government thought that they need to take some proactive steps to see that there is a global presence of universities from India. So in the year 2016, the Honorable Finance Minister in his budget speech proposed about having 20 universities which would be called as Institute of Eminence. So these 20 universities would be from two different categories. So one is the public funded, the other one is the private funded. So under private funded, they had two more categories. One is the brownfield universities and greenfield universities. So brownfield universities were those which are established universities. Greenfield universities are those which would be established. So with that framework in place, so they started this Institute of Eminence by the University Grants Commission. The what basically was the plan or the objectives of this scheme? So primarily it was to create higher education institutes, or to provide institutions which will lead to excellence in innovation. So similarly, to create or engage in specialized areas to make a distinctive contribution to achieve the status. And this is something which we cannot forget, that's the teaching and research advancement. And then pay special attention to research engagements in emerging areas. And last, the main aim was this, to see that the universities from India are ranked at least in the top 100 over the time. So there is a 15-year time period which has been set. So from 2017, that's 2032 is the time frame which has been given. So for that, there should be some incentives. So the incentives, the first incentive is in terms of monetary benefit. So the public funded universities would get a monetary benefit of 1,000 crore rupees every year, or it's 130 million euros every year. So apart from the other funding. And then there is, they are free to have a higher number of international students, which presently it's not so. There is a cap on the international students which are engaged. So the cap would be relaxed to 30%. And then there is a freedom to offer different courses across different disciplines, mainly the interdisciplinary nature courses. And there would be a flexibility in having the credits or the years which are not regulated, or they would give a autonomy to decide. And then they would be having, they can go with the hybrid form of teaching, introducing the online also. And then the recruitment. So now, though the educational institutes are given autonomy, the recruitment of international faculties happens from the the Ministry of Foreign Government of India, so not directly from the educational institutes. So their regulatory is there. So, but they have given, they said that they would give a little more freedom for the institutes which have been coined the Institute of Eminence for recruiting the international faculties. And then the hiring of industry personnel, because there is again a regulatory concern as to whom you are supposed to hire, the degree and all those things. So that relaxation would be given for when we hire an industry personnel for the institutes. Then more flexibility in academic collaborations across different universities. So having all these things, our university, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, so we being a multidisciplinary university and one of the top private funded university in India. So we have a student capacity of almost 28,000 plus with 2,600 plus faculty strength, with the faculty to student ratio coming to almost 1:10. And the UG-PG mix is 80 to 20%, so we are more undergraduate university than a postgraduate. So we have almost 22 program or institutions across running different programs, starting from health, management, engineering, and all those things. So there are 400 programs which are run in university, and almost 30% of faculties are with doctoral position, because we have again our 50% of our faculty strength is from health science, and PhD is not a mandatory thing in the health. So that's where the 30% is. And so we produce almost 3,000 plus papers per year. So with the grant of almost 10 lakh per faculty, which is there across the university. And then we have, apart from the normal institutions, we have almost 100 specialized centers. Mainly these centers are research oriented or the entrepreneurship and other things. So we have 5 Center of Excellences and startups and all those things. We have Manipal, MAHE has 2 offshore campus. One is in Dubai and the other one is in Melaka. So we have 2 off campuses apart from the Manipal. One is in Mangalore, the other one is in Bangalore. So why pure? So pure, so as I told you, we have 2,600 faculties and across different disciplines. So though in the year 2013, 2014, we developed our own module, we call it as Research Management System, so RMS. So the problem with this was the faculty were asked to key in the inputs with regard to their publication data, all those information. So but yes, for a small extent they used to, but when the numbers got increased, they weren't willing to do it, apart from their own regular commitments of teaching and other things. So we wanted a system which would capture research data automatically, and also we can enhance the visibility of Manipal. So faculties were using different platforms up till then, let it be your ResearchGate, Mendeley, or the Facebook, LinkedIn, and other things. So That's where we started thinking in terms of a platform like Pure. So in Manipal, the Pure was launched in 2017, but still we can say that we have not used the complete thing at present. So I can say it's almost like 20 to 30% only we have achieved the things. So basically at present we are using Pure mainly for faculty profiling. Second thing is our give visibility of the research infrastructures, whatever we have at the university, and then the details of the events or activities which happen at the university. So these are the three things, and about the projects, what has been handled by the faculties at present. So these are the things which we are presently doing with Pure. So we don't have the we are not using Pure for any other internal purposes like award management or grant research life cycle and other things. So we would really go to. So this is how we did this one. So we had first we had a coordinator who was a Pure administrator, and then the implementation manager was with the help of Elsevier. Then again, we had to take the IT support. So along with IT, we had two more people coming into track, the bibliometrician from the university and the library team. So again, so though the research data were populated directly from the Scopus or any other sources, so we did not want to take risk as to how it's going to come. So we wanted an validated data, and we were not again this one to give all the responsibility to again back to the faculty to validate and other things. So we have a set of people, those who are called as research coordinators, who are from each of the departments or the schools. So they were the people who helped us in collection and curation of data, or they are been doing it at present also. So they basically help us to validate or to take the data with regard to the different faculties or researchers. So with the approvals of the deans or the HOIs who are to be a part of it. And then there is a quality check which happens internally. So we also have the human resource team, because it's something which goes out, so there should be a human resource. And all these things are under the Directorate of Research, which comes under the Vice Chancellor of the university. So this is how we launched it on November. So what has Pure been used? So as I told you, we have a profile of presently around 700 profiles which are there in the this one. So as we said, we are to push in the remaining faculties also. And then the center activities of all the centers are presently there on Pure, because center activities are more easy because all the centers were started with the purpose of research. They were research-centric centers. So again, we also have issues with regard to, so we have almost 10 to 8 institutes which are more in terms of humanity-based or visual and other things. So how do you capture these things onto the Pure? So that's also one of the challenges which we are presently facing. We'll try to see how it can be solved. Then as I told you, the infrastructure or the equipment information, the event info, the research project execution, and fingerprinting. So this is something which we are presently using Pure at present. So how has Pure helped us? So Pure has helped us definitely to increase the research visibility. We have seen the collaborations, the collaborative projects have increased by almost 20% year on year in the last 2 years. So the number of international collaborative proposals which we have submitted from MAHE has increased by almost 20%. The international publications have increased by almost 25 to 30%. So yes, this would definitely improve the perception of MAHE outside. Then would definitely get an international outlook. And then since it was so that many faculties from our own institution, so since we had all the different faculties like medicine, life science, allied health, and all those things, many a times it used to so happen that many of our engineering faculties, when they wanted some projects to be executed with the medicine fraternity, they used to face difficulty to identify the person. So since this platform is already there, so it is helping us to get a lot more interdisciplinary or cross-disciplinary projects. So what next? Definitely we would like to improve on it. So we are planning to increase our subscriptions, of faculty subscriptions. So we are also planning to incorporate the PhD or research scholars profile into Pure. So then again, the integration of award management or performance appraisals or any other HR related things with Pure. So that's also something which we are planning. And then the project infrastructure or research lifecycle management or something is also that I'm looking at. So, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Santos, for this inspiring presentation. Any questions from the audience?
Hi, thank you for that. At the end, when you were talking about your future evolution and integrating this with your HR or academic review process, what is your thinking on what form might that take? Like how might that come to fruition? Like,
see, basically, when we are talking of the HR related, see the faculty promotions or the faculty appraisals or the incentives, whatever we are now presently. So most of the things are presently working on the Excel platform, to be very clear. So we want that to be, and again, many a times it's like two-way communication. So like first the faculty says that I want to, and he gives the data, there is a validation, again it goes back to him. So it's something like this. So we just want to make this process more automated. So then we'll not ask the faculty, give me your data. So that's the thing. Yeah. Yes, some kind of reporting kind of a thing. So at presently we don't have reporting also, so we would like to do it.
I would like to ask you the same question as I asked Karen. How do you engage with the researcher? Do they enter data into Pure themselves?
No, sir. At present, researchers do not enter. So it's the research coordinator of the department or the institutional research coordinator who enters the data.
Okay, and you are using the Scopus data primarily?
Yeah, primarily Scopus, PubMed, and Web of Science.
Okay, but you are doing it on behalf of the researcher?
Yeah, it's the research coordinator who does on behalf of the researcher at present.